New at 11 on KGW News, tracking a suspected serial street racer.
Just cut off a whole bunch of traffic.
The view from police and the suspect himself as a reckless driving spree comes to an end. Plus,
in all honesty, she should be dead from 2 dogs attacking her.
Why the mother of a toddler attacked at her front door says it should have never happened. Then,
we were very relieved to know that this man is no longer on the streets.
Why prosecutors call the case of a man accused of randomly punching strangers, including a grandmother, an infuriating example. And later, meet the raccoon who raided a liquor store. The new surveillance video and how it ended with a little too much tequila. Thanks for joining us. I'm David Molko. New at 11, a serial street racing suspect and the new video, including from his dash cam, that shows him putting other drivers, not to mention himself, at great risk. Colin McCarty breaks down the footage and the charges.
Yep, I got him.
This was the moment PPB tracked down a Ford Mustang they say was involved in a street takeover and hit and run in northeast Portland. Officers reported the driver was driving too fast, doing burnouts and donuts in southeast before they turned on lights and sirens.
Just cut off a whole bunch of traffic. It is now eastbound on Division, driving in oncoming traffic.
Police say behind the wheel was 19-year-old Jeffrey Baker, speeding without lights on the wrong side of the road, as seen in this dashcam video from inside the suspect's car. Investigators say he was the one who, 3 days earlier, hit a woman while doing donuts in the road.
Driving in oncoming traffic again. Speeds are over 80 now. Speeds are 90.
PPB's police plane followed the car for nearly 20 minutes before another officer threw down spike strips. But they say the suspect kept going, crashing blocks later.
Just caused a crash. It stalled out here, 8-2 in Division. I got the driver north curb line, running back north.
Officers took Baker into custody, charging him with a long list of crimes, from assault in the 3rd degree and eluding police to reckless driving and DUII. And at this time, Baker is still behind bars. Court documents say the suspect's currently on supervision for reckless driving in Clackamas County and has a suspended license until 2034. David?
Wow, incredible video there. Thanks, Alma. Appreciate it. Tonight, a Salem toddler is recovering in the hospital after she was mauled, her mother says, by a pair of dogs. We want to warn you, some of the images you're about to see are disturbing. Marissa Caron's 16-month-old daughter was attacked, she says, by 2 dogs Sunday afternoon just outside their apartment. She says they were a neighbor's dogs, one of them latching on to her child's head.
Just, in my mind, it keeps flashing back in my head, just seeing the inside of my baby and her skull, on full display, is I really thought she was gonna die. I didn't know how somebody could survive such a horrific attack.
We really appreciate her talking with us. Her daughter was taken to Randall Children's Hospital, where she's already gone through 1 surgery and has more to come. Both dogs were taken to Marion County Dog Control. We understand the owner was cited. Caron told us she'd previously reported the dogs to apartment management. Managers confirming with us today they've been in ongoing eviction proceedings with the dogs' owners. To get you caught up on tonight's other headlines now, Washington County deputies are looking for a group of thieves who stole a mom's car and broke into several others in her neighborhood. Surveillance video shows 3 suspects checking car doors. In some cases, authorities say they were able to get in and grab personal items. And then there's the case of Pamela Sear, who woke to find her entire vehicle gone.
It was right here. So imagine me holding my toddler and looking out the window thinking, I just got to grab my shoes. I'm on my way to work and I'm on my way to daycare. It's gone.
Her 2 car seats for her toddlers, as well as Christmas gifts, were inside, also gone. Sear says her car was unlocked at the time. The sheriff's office wants to remind everybody to lock their vehicles and to take valuables out. Well, we followed up today on the Northeast Portland Specialty Hospital that's closing soon and the piles of trash in the parking lot reported by some neighbors. Vibra Health plans to close in early February. The company telling a city inspector their garbage service was accidentally cut off during the wind down process. They added the dumpsters and bags contain supplies, not medical waste, and they're now being emptied. Vibra, by the way, cares for critical and chronically ill patients and says this closure is related to financial challenges. Portland City Council approved a plan today to start charging detention centers a fee, it says, to counteract the, quote, unique costs they pose to the city. Well, the new policy does not specifically name the ICE facility in South Portland. The protest response there is what sparked this. Up in the air, the how much and the when. The city administrator will determine the fee to offset costs for things like police overtime, cleanup efforts, and helping residents and businesses move. And in national headlines, the Trump administration has launched immigration raids in New Orleans and Minnesota's Twin Cities. This comes as the president continues to direct his ire at people of Somali origin.
I don't want them in our country, I'll be honest with you, okay? Somebody would say, oh, that's not politically correct. I don't care.
A senior law enforcement source telling NBC News ICE is not targeting Somalis, but may arrest some, they say, that violated immigration law. Meanwhile, Oregon Senate Majority Leader KGW, who immigrated from Somalia himself, released a statement saying in part, quote, this administration has no interest in a lawful, efficient, and accountable U.S. immigration system driven by racism and Islamophobia. They are sowing fear and hostility, end quote. All right, let's switch to a live look over downtown Portland now, where we saw a fairly dry day, though it appears that's about to change. Matt's here with the first look at your weather impact forecast. Hey there, Matt.
Hi, David. Yeah, we've got quite a bit of rain on the way. Not so much tomorrow. It's not raining right now. We're 38 degrees. Temperatures have dropped a bit, but they won't drop a whole lot farther. You can see there's rain off the Oregon and Washington coast. That'll be our rain tomorrow. Tomorrow we get light rain. It won't be very heavy at all. In fact, it should stop for a little while in the afternoon before picking up again tomorrow night. So yes, it'll be a wet day tomorrow. We're still in the upper 40s, but it'll get warmer. It's also going to get wetter next week. We've got an atmospheric river that'll be aimed somewhere at the northwest. Now, depending on exactly where it sets up, that'll determine who gets the heaviest rainfall, but it could be a very strong atmospheric river, so we'll have to watch that. And if that happens, we could get some river flooding somewhere in the northwest as well, as the rivers can simply get overwhelmed by that amount of moisture. So again, we'll be watching that very closely, but that's for next week. This is next Monday into Tuesday and Wednesday before it should taper off after that. But look at these rainfall forecasts. Now through Sunday, we get about an inch in the valley. So through the weekend, that's respectable over 3-4 days, right? But from Sunday, especially Monday through Thursday, we triple those amounts, and we may see some double-digit rainfall totals if it bears out the way that it looks like it might. So big change on the way for next week. Light rain tomorrow, but warm and wet weather sets in after that. And will there be mountain snow after that? The latest on that in a bit, David.
Oh, looking forward to ski season whenever it comes. Thanks, Matt. In an update, the man accused of randomly punching two people, including a Portland grandmother, faced a judge today after police arrested him for the second time in 2 weeks. A reminder, the attack, which was caught on camera, is tough to watch. Catherine Cook is here with the latest. Catherine.
David, the DA says this case represents a missed opportunity to protect our community from harm. He's frustrated, and so are the victims' family members, but they're also relieved the suspect is back in jail.
Good afternoon, Mr. Puerto Rios. Do you need?
It was the day in court families of two assault victims had been waiting for. The defendant, 24-year-old Santos Antonio Puerto Rios, is accused of punching two people at random just minutes apart on Southeast 122nd near Powell. He pleaded not guilty to all misdemeanor charges.
We were very relieved to know that this man is no longer on the streets.
By phone, Bianca shared an update on the first victim, her grandmother. Security video shows the 69-year-old was dumping the trash when a man police say was Puerto Rios walked by and punched her in the face, knocking her to the ground.
She's still wincing in pain every time she gets up and whatnot.
Police say 15 minutes later, Puerto Rios assaulted a 21-year-old man a few blocks away. Police arrested Puerto Rios after that second attack, but he was later released. Police rearrested him Tuesday when detectives linked him to the grandmother's attack. District Attorney Nathan Vasquez shared frustration over Puerto Rios' initial release, saying, quote, "We did file a PC affidavit in this case, asking that the defendant continue to be held in jail until we could get in front of a judge, but they were released before any judge read our affidavit. This is an infuriating example of a gap in Oregon law and represents a missed opportunity to protect our community from future harm." Bianca agrees.
I mean, the question I would raise is how many more victims do there need to be, before we start to take someone serious as a criminal?
And especially when there's news of what seems to be random assaults happening, that that puts fear even more in folks. And so really hope that people can come to our workshops if they're able to.
Sarah Burkmeyer is with the city's Office of Violence Prevention. She teaches a free self-defense class every month at the Midland Branch Library on 122nd, not far from the attacks. She hopes community members will join her for the next one, December 17th.
It's really focused on empowerment skills. So knowing your own intuition, knowing how to be assertive in situations that feel unsafe, knowing what some of your options are for escaping those situations.
Back in court.
So, Mr. Puerto Rios, the court also has concerns about community safety.
The judge set bail for Puerto Rios at $20,000 and ordered him not to contact the victims. His lawyer acknowledged that Puerto Rios is on medication for a mental health diagnosis, but didn't elaborate beyond that. In Southeast Portland, Catherine Cook, KGW News.